Breaking news from the Premier League. Brentford star Yoane Wissa has officially demanded to leave the club before the transfer window closes. And this has sent shockwaves through English football. With just a few days left in the window, Brentford suddenly face a huge dilemma. Their forward line, already under pressure because of the uncertainty around Ivan Toney's future, now risks losing another key player. Wissa, who has been one of Brentford's most consistent performers over the past couple of seasons, wants out, and the timing couldn't be worse for Thomas Frank's side. So, what exactly happened here? Why has Yoane Wissa decided to make this bold move now? And most importantly, which clubs are ready to swoop in and sign him before the deadline? Let's break down the full story, including insider reports, transfer rumors, and possible destinations, because this saga is just getting started. First, let's talk about Wissa's journey at Brentford. The 27-year-old Congolese forward joined the Bees from Lorient in 2021 for around £10 million. And since then, he's been a reliable weapon in Thomas Frank's attack. He has scored crucial goals, delivered big performances, and stepped up whenever Brentford needed him, especially during Ivan Toney's suspension, where Wissa was often the one carrying the team's attacking threat. But despite all that, there have been signs for months now that Wissa isn't entirely happy with his role at the club. According to multiple reports from England, Wissa believes he deserves to be a first-choice starter, not a rotational option. He feels he has proven his worth. But Brentford's system and the looming return of Toney makes him worried that his playing time will reduce significantly this season. At 27, Wissa knows these are his peak years, and he wants to make the most of them. That's why he's pushing for a move now. While there's still time left in the summer window, Brentford, however, aren't making things easy. Club sources say the Bees will only consider selling if an offer of at least £30 million comes in. That's triple what they paid for him, and in today's inflated market, it's actually not unreasonable. The issue is, who's willing to pay that price this late in the window? Here's where things get interesting. Premier League clubs are circling. West Ham United have been linked, especially after losing Gianluca Scamacca earlier this summer. Crystal Palace are also keeping tabs, as they look to strengthen their forward line following Wilfried Zaha's departure. Even Everton, desperate for attacking reinforcements, have reportedly inquired about Wissa's availability. Outside of England, two League One clubs rumored to be Monaco and Lille are monitoring the situation closely, while one unnamed Serie A side is also in the mix. But before we talk more about potential destinations, let's dive deeper into Brentford's situation. If Wissa leaves, Brentford's attacking depth takes a serious hit. Remember, Ivan Toney is still serving his suspension, and even though he's expected back in January, there's no guarantee he'll still be at the club after that. Arsenal and Chelsea have both been heavily linked with a January move for Toney. And if Brentford lose both of their top forwards within the next few months, it could be catastrophic for their season. Thomas Frank has built Brentford into one of the Premier League's most consistent mid-table sides. Their scouting network is excellent, and they've made clever signings over the years. But losing Wissa now would force them into the market at the very last minute. The problem is, when clubs know you're desperate, they charge you more. Brentford might find themselves overpaying for a replacement unless they already have a secret target lined up. Some insiders suggest Brentford are quietly exploring a few attacking options, just in case Wissa forces his way out. Names like Iliman Ndiaye, Brian Mbeumo's potential partner replacements, and even a possible loan move for a big Premier League striker have been mentioned. But with time running out, this could become one of the most frantic deadline day battles of the summer. Now let's focus on Wissa himself. From his perspective, this isn't just about money, it's about opportunity. He knows he can play at a higher level, maybe even at a club pushing for European football. Last season, he scored some crucial goals against top sides and proved he can perform on the biggest stage. It's no wonder clubs like West Ham, Palace, and even Newcastle have been quietly monitoring him. One source close to Wissa revealed that he's particularly interested in a move to a team competing for European places. That makes sense. He's 27. He wants to test himself, and he doesn't want to spend his peak years fighting for mid-table positions. But Brentford, understandably, don't want to let him go for cheap. Fans are reacting strongly to this news on social media. Brentford supporters are divided. Some are angry, saying Wissa owes the club after they gave him his Premier League chance, while others understand his ambition and believe the club should respect his wishes if a fair offer comes in. Neutral Fans, on the other hand, are buzzing with excitement at the idea of Wissa moving to a bigger Premier League club where he can really shine. Transfer expert Fabrizio Romano hasn't officially commented yet, but insiders close to the deal expect updates within the next 48 hours. If an official bid arrives, things could move very quickly, especially because Wissa himself is pushing hard for the exit now. Let's speculate a little. Imagine Wissa at West Ham, linking up with Jarrod Bowen and James Ward-Prowse, feeding off Paqueta's creativity. That could be dangerous. At Crystal Palace, he could replace some of the attacking spark lost after Zaha's departure, combining with Eberechiez and Michael Allies in a deadly front three. Even Everton, struggling badly in front of goal, could see Wissa as the perfect player to transform their attack. If a French club like Monaco swoops in, Wissa could play European football immediately, and that might tempt him too. But would he want to leave the Premier League, where he's already proven himself? That's the question. This situation has massive consequences not just for Brentford, but for the entire Premier League transfer market. If Wissa leaves, Brentford need a replacement? That could trigger a chain reaction. Brentford bid for another forward. That club signs someone else, and suddenly we have a classic deadline day domino effect. These are the kinds of sagas that make transfer windows so unpredictable and exciting. But make no mistake, Brentford are under pressure here. If they reject Wissa's request and keep him against his will, there's a risk his form could dip, his motivation could drop, and that's bad news for everyone. On the other hand, if they sell him now without a proper replacement lined up, they're gambling with their season. It's a lose-lose situation unless they play this perfectly. All eyes will now be on Brentford's next move. Will they dig their heels in and demand full value, or will they let Wissa leave for the right price? And if they do sell, who comes in to replace him? This story is developing fast, and the next few days are going to be crucial. If an official bid lands on Brentford's table, expect updates to come thick and fast. For now, one thing is certain, Yoane Wissa wants out, and unless something changes quickly, he could be on his way to a new club before the deadline. We'll keep you updated on every twist and turn of this saga. Make sure you hit like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell, because as soon as Fabrizio Romano drops that "here we go," you'll hear it here first. And now, it's over to you. Should Brentford sell Yoane Wissa now, or fight to keep him? Which club do you think should go all in to sign him? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. This is going to be one of the biggest transfer stories of the window.